Okay, we're going to start on the back side of your paper. Algebraic expressions combine variables, numbers, and operations. So when I say operations, I mean like addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. They'll have at least one of those in there. In the problems on the back side of your paper, they're going to have variables in them. So there's several different ways we can write in words a variable. Sometimes we say a number. Sometimes you'll see an amount. Sometimes it may like specifically tell you what variable to use, like what letter. So it could say X or N. And then sometimes it'll word it and it'll say a number B. Like it'll say a number and then tell you what variable to use. You'll see all of those. So we have 5 to the 4th power is read as 5 to the 4th power, but when the exponent is 2 or 3, there's special ways you can say it. 5 to the 2nd power, with that one you say 5 squared. And when you have 5 to the 3rd power, the special name for that one is cubed. This next part, I put more tricky phrases. These are also pretty confusing. So when it says 5 times the sum, that's very important. Think about sum. That means you're adding two things. If it says something like this, we're going to need to use parentheses. So 5 times when I'm adding two things. So the two things I'm adding are a number and 7. So I can say n plus 7. If it ever says 5 times the sum or 5 times the difference, that's when I need those parentheses. But this next one, this one's different because this one just says 5 times a number. So I just put 5n and then plus 7. So this next part, this is the exact same. It's just subtraction. This one it says 2 times the difference. If it's using one of those words like sum or difference, that tells me use parentheses. So 2 parentheses x minus 6, because difference means subtract. But then this one says 2 times a number x plus 6. This one is going to be 2x plus 6. You've got to know when to use parentheses, when not to use parentheses. Okay, let's look at these on the bottom. First, 7 minus a number. So 7, subtract a number. I don't know what the number is. That means I have to pick a variable to use. I can pick anything. Okay, 7 minus b. It doesn't matter what variable you choose. You can choose x, n, anything. But the next one right here, this says 35 more than x. This one tells me what variable to use, so I have to use the variable they tell me. 35 more than means plus x. Okay, the product of 12 and a number. So product means multiply. So 12, I'm using the dot, and the number. So I can use x. There's really a better way to write multiplication when I'm doing a variable. When I have a variable, remember you can write the number and the letter right next to each other. That's actually a better way to write it. For these, I prefer you to write 12x. That's the best way. They're both correct, but 12x is better. And then 8 times the sum. What do we need in this one? 8 times the sum. It's like this one, parentheses. Okay, when it says 5 or a number times the sum or a number times the difference, that's when I use parentheses. So 8 parentheses, a number, so I'm going to use n and 5. Try the bottom 4 on your own. Okay, so you've got to remember what we talked about with less than. It's on the front side of your paper if you don't remember. 6 less than the product of 10 and a number. So when it says less than, remember you have to swap the order. So first I'm going to write the product of 10 and a number. So remember the best way to write that is 10x. And then less than means subtract 6. It helps if you do the underlining. Okay, the next one, 15 plus the quotient of a number b and 2. So 15 plus the quotient of number b and 2. I'm going to write it in fraction form, b over 2. Really this is correct too. 15 plus b divided by 2. That's also correct, but I prefer the one in the box. Okay, next, a number cubed y'all remember what cubed means? The third power. So you can say x to the third power, and then minus 8. So minus 8. Okay, and the last one, a number doubled. So doubled, remember that means 2 times. So I can write 2x more than, that means plus 5. Plus 5. If you missed any of those, make sure you fix them. Some of these are tough. They get a lot harder when you start putting more than one operation in there. Like these on the bottom, we have multiplication and subtraction, and addition and division. That makes it harder.